Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
Another Fargo resident is seeking answers after her car was broken into despite being parked in a garage. It's the latest smash and grab case that Fargo police are trying to solve. Valley News Team's Joseph Ojo spoke with the woman and has her story.
Hannah Davey is the latest victim of the smash and grab burglaries in South Fargo. She was out of town over the weekend and had gotten word by her roommate that her car parked in her garage was vandalized.
So it could have happened any time in those 2 days. The last time I was in my car was Friday night at 10, probably. So that was the last time I had seen my car, but.
Located in the corner of her apartment parking lot, Davey's garage was not locked due to faults in her garage system. Forgetting to text her landlord, Davey took off, thinking her car would be safe.
They never went through my trunk, which I'm surprised by, but if they were smashing the windows and didn't find anything, maybe another car was about to pull up and they drove away. So, there's a lot of things that could have happened, I guess, but.
In her car was an expensive Michael Kors purse with nothing inside. The individual or individuals attempted to break the windshield, eventually smashing both windows on the right side of her car and the rear window. With no camera surveillance around her garage, police said there isn't much that they can go off of. For Davey, she says she's hoping that others hear her story and keep valuable items out of plain sight. In Fargo, Joseph Ojo, Valley News Live.
And in Grand Forks, police are looking for a man after a number of cars were broken into. This video was captured by a home security system after a man was upset after his car was broken into months ago. Then again, this past weekend, it happened again. He says this guy was walking through the alley looking for open cars. We have a map of where burglary calls went out to this past year in Grand Forks. You can find it by clicking on this story on valleynewslive.com. Talked with Hutch a little while ago, and he told me winds were down to just 18 miles per hour. Pretty good considering what we were experiencing earlier today. Hutch, what are they going to be like tomorrow morning?
Well, I'll tell you what, when we last spoke, it was only 18 miles per hour, but the winds have picked back up. We have a cold front moving through, and, well, it's causing our winds to gust in Fargo now to 40 miles per hour, Mike. 31 miles per hour out of the west in Grand Forks. A direction shift in the winds. They're now northwesterly. Cooler air is on its way. Take a look at these temperatures. Enjoy your 31 and 32 in Fargo and Jamestown. Now, the cold air is on its way for tomorrow. A little bit of clearing expected overnight, and first thing in the morning, there's a big eclipse going on. It looks like many areas will have a chance to see that with temperatures in the teens and low 20s. It will be a cool start for that big lunar eclipse, and I want to tell you, it peaks here at the 6:51 hour of the morning. So if you look at it in the 6 o'clock hour, you'll start to see that beautiful Earth's shadow over the moon.
All right, thanks, Hutch. A West Fargo woman says she's still in shock after looking at her most recent bank statement. More than $1,000 was taken out of Becky Phelps' account and used to pay for Comcast services. Phelps doesn't get her cable or internet through Comcast. Comcast doesn't even offer services in North Dakota. That didn't stop them from billing her.
That money was set for other bills. And it's made it really tough for us because we've had to dig into what savings we have just to cover those differences.
We tried contacting Comcast. They tell us they want to help and plan on looking into the situation. Someone from the corporate office informed us that fraud does happen and they have a fraud team to help. What can you do to avoid the same situation? Well, the experts at Gate City Bank say to contact your bank immediately when you see any unauthorized purchases on your bank statements, and to be always cautious when giving out personal information, such as your card number. If you do find surprising purchases, they can get help for you and possibly get your money back. For more on this story, you can visit our website at valleynewslive.com. This story came to us through our whistleblower hotline, and if you need help with an issue, call 701-237-6576 and leave your tip. We'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. The start of Super Bowl week has been somewhat bittersweet for many Vikings fans, with Minnesota falling short from being the first team in NFL history to play in a Super Bowl in their home stadium. Many of the Purple faithful also are unhappy with Philadelphia Eagle fans invading their turf. after the way many Vikings fans were treated in Philly. For more on that, Valley News Live sports director Beth Houle joins us from the Twin Cities.
There were boos filling the arena on Monday night at opening day as the Philadelphia Eagles took the stage. Minnesota Vikings fans turning their allegiance to the New England Patriots. Fans upset after the antics from the NFC Championship, and all fans agreeing it went too far.
Well, normally I would root for our conference, NFC, but I'm going with the Patriots. I'm just rooting for the Patriots.
And he isn't alone.
I think that some of the behavior was childish, and I don't think it was necessary, especially against a 99-year-old woman and a 10-year-old child.
The abuse inflicted on Vikings fans hasn't sat well in Minnesota, but for the Eagles faithful, it's a way of life.
Yeah, it's a hostile environment going in there, and it's not a total surprise. I think it just got out of control.
A North Dakota native, Ron Ely, has traveled to Philadelphia, New England, and even Lambeau for NFL games, and he argues no one is perfect.
It's not an excuse for it, but I think the Eagles are trying. I think this event will probably make them work on that, but I don't think it's unique to the Eagles.
In the end, sports should be one thing that brings us together, and to treat people like that it's a bad thing. This country's in enough turmoil as it is, as a whole. We should just all come together and enjoy life.
In agreement on most things, but who to cheer for, they also agree it isn't Carson Wentz's role to referee.
Absolutely not. It's not for him to police the fans. No, I don't think so at all.
Well, plenty of people don't think it's the players' responsibility to police the fans. Others do, and still plenty of other folks just wanted to hear what Carson had to say about the fans in Philly.
You just got to be smart at the end of the day. That's who they are as fans. Obviously sometimes they get carried away, and those are things you want to avoid, but that's the city, that's the culture, that's the passion they have for the Eagles. And there's obviously plenty of things you see online that you wish didn't take place, but you also know when you're coming what you're getting yourself into. The environment's unreal. Playing in that link, hearing those fans just roaring, especially when we're rolling the way we have the last couple of weeks, there's not much quite like it.
Now, the Eagles and the Patriots are doing their best to turn their attention to football from here. We'll have the opportunity to talk to them again throughout the week as they prepare for Super Bowl 52. Reporting from Minneapolis at the Super Bowl, I'm Beth Houle.
And don't forget, Valley News Live is your home for the big game on Sunday. Kickoff between the Eagles and Patriots is set for 5:30 on KVLY. A spirited State of the Union speech by President Donald Trump tonight. Highlights to come later on Valley News Live at 10. Up next, keep an eye out on flu symptoms in your home as numbers shoot up in area schools.